Greetings, everyone. I am Mabuto Nicholas Mabena. It's a Saturday, the 27th of September, 2025. I hope that my friends who are members of the SDA are back from church service. We were in Pretoria earlier on in the day in a solidarity march with the comrades from Cameroon and the Ivory Coast. But this is not what we are discussing in this video. We are discussing Immigration Directive number 22 of 2025, which says extension of temporary concession for foreign nationals due to processing delays of waiver and appeals applications. You can download the directive, or you can go to the website of the Department of Home Affairs and read the directive for yourself. It says the Department of Home Affairs has, since issuing Immigration Directive number 4 of 2025, eradicated the backlog in its visa and permit regime. However, waiver and appeal applications remain in backlog and will not be finalized prior to the deadline of 30 September 2025 as per the current concession. The following temporary measures will therefore apply with immediate effect. 1. Applicants whose waiver application outcomes are still pending. Visa holders who have applied for a waiver and whose waiver application is still pending as per the date of signature of this directive are granted a further temporary extension until 31st March 2026 to enable the department to process the applications, as well as to allow applicants to collect their outcomes and submit applications for the appropriate visas. A visa holder who needs to travel but is awaiting the outcome of a waiver application should be allowed to depart and re-enter the Republic at a port of entry up to and including 31 March 2026 without being declared undesirable as contemplated in Section 30 subsection 1 subsection H of the Immigration Act read with the Regulation 27 subsection 3 of the regulations. However, non-visa exempt applicants who travel out of the country with a waiver application receipt are required to apply for a port of entry visa, which would allow them re-entry into the Republic. Number 2, applicants whose visa or permanent residence appeal applications are still pending. Visa holders who have applied a visa holders who have appealed a negative decision on an application for long-term visa as contemplated in terms of Section 11, subsection 1, subsection B, up to and including sections 20 and 22 of the Immigration Act, or who have appealed a negative decision on a permanent residence application are granted a temporary extension of their current visa status until 31 March 2026. Applicants are not allowed to engage in any activity other than what the visa conditions provide for. Appeal applicants who need to travel but are awaiting the outcome of an appeal application for a long-term visa or a permanent residence permit should be allowed to depart from the Republic and re-enter up to and including 31 March 2026 without being declared undesirable as contemplated in Section 30, subsection 1, subsection H of the Immigration Act, read with Regulation 27, subsection 3 of the regulations. All appeal applicants are required to produce a copy of the rejection letter together with a receipt and/or confirmation indicating that such a person has submitted an appeal application on departure from and re-entry into the Republic. Non-visa exempt appeal applicants who travel out of the country with an appeal application receipt and or confirmation are required to apply for a port of entry visa, which would allow them re-entry into the Republic. The above temporal measures will apply only to those foreigners who have been legally admitted into the Republic. This concession is also only applicable to applicants who have submitted an application via VFS Global and who can produce a variable receipt for such application against the VFS Global tracking system. Any other person from the categories not listed in this directive who might not have received his or her outcome and the application was made before 7 March 2024 and remains pending is advised to urgently inquire with the Home Affairs Contact Center at the email which is provided. The email address is HAACC, that is small letters, I repeat, HAACC@dha.gov.za. Alternatively, you can call the number that is provided, which is 0800 601 190, 0800 601 190, and that's the end of the directive. So I want to clarify, because this might actually confuse ZEP holders. This is not directed to holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits. So Immigration Directive number 22 of 2025 is not for holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit. It is for other foreigners. So if you are a holder of the Zimbabwe exemption permit, it is not your directive. So we need to clarify this, because we know that people will then say that ZEP has been extended to March 2026. That is not correct. So this is a directive for other people that will have applied for waivers, not these waivers that are applied for by those who are holders of Zimbabwe exemption permits, those that have applied for permanent residence. This is their directive, but not holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits. Like I said, just to go to the website of Home Affairs, reading this directive on your own, so that you don't get confused. Otherwise, thank you so much. I know that Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United fans are celebrating that my team Liverpool lost it to Crystal Palace, but you are still on top of the log. We note your comments, Comrade Gifty, Ndawana, Comrade Precious Mbeba, Comrade Precious Spanda, Comrade Kanyile Chirambakuwa, Enterprise Gospel Media, and all of you who have joined on this Saturday evening. Otherwise, continue to enjoy the rest of the weekend with your families. Good night, everyone.